Hi, this is the Gen X Taste Podcast. I'm Christy Myers.
And I'm Lynn Chen, and welcome to our seasonal show about nostalgia and novelty. It's an exploration of embracing the evolution. Christy, welcome back.
Thank you.
We
It's been
missed
a while.
you.
You've been doing a lot of great little episodes without me. I don't know.
Well,
I've been enjoying them a lot.
I've been vlogging. I've been doing what's known as Vlogmas, and I should say that this podcast is not going to come out until the new year because, as I said, I've been vlogging a lot, and it's been a lot. It's
Yeah.
been a lot of work, and
Yeah.
I just need a little bit of break from it. But to be here in this format with you is always a joy. And I definitely last in the fall I did like a podcast episode solo where I
Yeah.
just talked to myself,
Yeah.
which was not as fun. And I was like done in like I feel like 20 minutes passed and I was like, okay, well, the end. So I much prefer to be here with you. Let's do a little catch up on the last. How was your fall?
Our fall was really good. I feel like over the years, and maybe it's, maybe everybody's experiencing this, or maybe it's just me, they feel more packed and faster. Like it feels like I have so much stuff to get in and it's just a race to get to the holiday break. I'm enjoying it. It's good stuff. It's fun stuff, but it is a lot. And for Thanksgiving, we ended up staying here instead of traveling, and we're going to do the same for the holidays. And we just really need the break. We just really need a couple of weeks where the schedule is not as tight as it has been. And I'm looking forward to having a little break to reset before the start of the new year. But we did take a beautiful trip up to Vancouver. Actually, just north of Vancouver to a little town called Squamish. We have family near there, and it's gorgeous. I mean, there's something about that area is just stunning. It's stunning.
Was it
You've been?
snowing?
No, it wasn't snowing, it rained. It was chilly, but kind of like sweater, light jacket chilly. It wasn't super duper cold yet.
So ideal.
So ideal,
Yeah.
and the mountains are spectacular, and you're just LA is its own kind of wonderful. The weather's great, there's always something to do. It's such a city where you can be outdoors and do things, but being in nature outdoors is a whole nother kind of experience. It's majestic. It's quieting. I mean, it's like all my mind chatter was like it just kind of stopped for a second because there's an enormous mountain next to you, you
Wow,
know?
that sounds magical. I feel like I've been hearing a lot lately about taking the time to be in awe of nature. Like people going on awe walks and just like taking the moment, especially as people hunker down for winter, like that's one way to not feel the weight of the cold is to like appreciate nature. And I feel like nature is so majestic, as you said, like during the winter, you know, in a way that like, I don't know, in the summer it just feels, I don't know, like we're a part of it a lot more, but
Mhm.
nature, like during the winter, I feel like a little more separated from it because I feel humbled knowing like I will die. I will die. I will die out here if left without shelter. Will die. I bow before you. I bow before you, nature.
I agree. I think that also it's for me in winter, there's a couple of things. One is that, it's cold, so not as many people are out. So you're generally a little bit more alone. Not maybe not in the city, but like when you're out in nature, you're a little more alone because not as many people are out. And also I feel like I'm bundled up more, so I feel more separated from nature. So I don't know, this sounds weird, but I'm more of an observer, and everything is a little bit quieter and a little bit slower in winter. So I'm able to access it a little bit more in terms of observe the observation part of it. And that was actually going to be one of my shares later, was taking a walk. I've been doing that, just 10-minute walk every day, and just trying to seek out the nature in the area that I'm in, not having to go on a super long hike if I don't have the time, but being able to just walk in the park or even just walk down the street and see the different colors on the leaves and, take some time that way.
We'll put a pin in that because I wanna hear more about what you've been seeing and experiencing on your walks, maybe? Could go into that. My fall has been, to be transparent without being too personal, it's been not great. It's been not great circumstantially, which is, I think, partially why I started vlogging daily because it was almost like I needed to lift myself out of situations and force myself to do it in a way that, like, almost was like, I feel so comfortable in front of the camera that, like, it just forces me to be the dancing monkey, and it forces me to, like, not just sink, 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 and so I think, like, that said, like, I am a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of, stuff I have to do, and it's interesting, I feel like this year more than any other year in the past, and again, without getting too personal, I'm finding the holidays to be more challenging, like, I feel like they're
Mm,
always challenging
mhm,
personally for me this time of
mhm,
year, my birthday's this time of year. I think there's an expectation. So much of this holiday season is about nostalgia and taking stock of the year and where we were and where we want to be. And I just don't feel the same mushy, lovely feelings
mm,
that I've felt in the past.
mhm,
And so it's like, and that's not a bad thing. It's almost like I'm like acknowledging the maturing that's happening in my body and in
mhm,
my mind and in my life. And almost like I'm like I can tell I'm like entering second half of life, right?
mhm,
So like it's almost like I'm preparing for it in the same way one would prepare for any other huge life change,
mhm,
like going off to college or puberty,
mhm,
or
mhm,
like acknowledging that this is happening, but it feels so much less clear cut,
mhm,
like there's no guidebook,
mhm,
and like not only that, but it feels very much like the it feels so much harder.
mm,
It feels so much harder because I've been someone who, like, loves rules
mhm,
and steps
mhm,
and guarantees and
mhm,
outcomes,
mhm.
and I don't think any of those things are going to help me. In fact, they're frustrating me. They're really frustrating me
How so?
because I don't like thinking that if I do such and such a thing, that that means, like, we're done, we're over. In fact, what it means now, I find that what it means is, okay, so for example, like for me, if I was to incorporate more walks,
Mhm,
right?
mhm, mhm.
Probably would feel better, right?
Okay,
I probably
okay,
would feel better. But
yeah.
then the next day, because it's always just the next day when I wake up and I'm not feeling good, I'd be like, oh, I need to take a walk now, also, in order to, like, get back that feeling, and then it's another thing to add to the to-do list. It just feels, like, very different from going through puberty, like, where you have time to sleep and rest and someone else is taking care of everything while you figure this shit out. I'm the one figuring shit out whilst taking care of myself, so it's like another thing to do that's like, "Oh my god," like, I wish I didn't know that that helped. I wish I didn't know that that helped because, like, for example, like, I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping and I have like an army of gummies, pills, supplements,
Yeah,
techniques,
yeah.
masks, plugs, like all of these things. And all together, they work great. But if like one thing isn't there, I'm afraid
Mhm,
that like I like it doesn't feel like helpful tools. It feels like rules and it feels limiting. And I almost, like, don't want to know that there's, like, even more out there because then it gets added in, like, the other day, I had stopped taking melatonin a while ago because I had heard mixed things about it, and so I was trying all these other different natural, quote, unquote, "natural" ways that were less addictive or less habit forming, um I don't even know if that's like right. Not a doctor, not a doctor, not a doctor. But I didn't want my body to get too used to it, right? And so I talked to my own doctor about this, about my insomnia, and she was not concerned at all. She's like, "Take the melatonin, take the magnesium, take the cherry pills, take all of it." She's like, "Just get your sleep." And I was like, "Yeah, doc, totally." And she's right, like, just get the sleep, right? But voice in my head is not like helping the situation of like every night when I like pour out 3 pills, take a gummy, put another pill by the thing, like, do all this stuff. I'm just like, "Wow, and this is my life now." And I think it's the accepting that, like, because you know what doesn't feel like? It doesn't feel like this is my life now and, like, for now, for 6 months. It doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like this is my life forevermore.
Well,
And I don't know if that's true or not, but right now it feels like it is,
you
which
know,
I don't love.
no, of course you don't love it, especially when it comes to something like sleep because you feel desperate to sleep. Sleep is like something, and also everything right now too that we're reading and everything on Instagram and everything, and so it's all talking about like get your sleep, girl. Women need this much, men need this much. You got to have it this way. When you were talking, it reminded me of when Jack was a baby, and I don't know if you remember this. Jack was a terrible sleeper, and I think that was probably likely our fault at the beginning because every time he breathed differently, we were like, he's awake, he's up, get him up. And he got used to kind of being up all the time. And also he's a baby. And I remember like, and Lynn, you'll remember because I talked to you about it during that time. It's like the room had to be absolutely pitch black. It had to be cold, but not
You
too cold.
remember
He had to
this.
have this blanket, but not that blanket. Oh God, if he's too hot, then I had to come in and move it. He has to have a nightlight at this time, a sound machine at that time. We have to like pat him here, but then walk away, but then add this, and then he needs a little bit of that. Like, and there was a system, and all of it was designed because one night with those steps he slept, right? Like what and the other nights he could have slept or not slept, but it was all these rules, and it was that we had to follow. It was like almost like, and now jump over a glass and then do they're random, and somebody had told me they worked and sometimes they worked, but it was all to control this outcome, right? Which is him sleeping. And I was desperate because I was exhausted and I knew that he needed to sleep too. But ultimately, we just had to go through it. And it doesn't mean that we didn't do all the things to make sure he could sleep. But now looking back on it, I realize that I don't know how much it helped. I don't know. Like it gave me something to do during it and I wouldn't have not done it. But part of it is just like, it's just what we were going through at the time. Do you know what I mean? As people are like saying all over the world right now, it was just the season we were in. It was just what was happening at that moment. And it's hard to remember when you're in it that it will end, and it's hard to know that it will end because there's also it could have never end. Likelihood is that this will end for you. This particular moment in time will end, but you don't know when, and you don't actually have that guarantee. But what you also don't have is like a whole lot of control outside of like you can control how you interact with it and your acceptance or lack of acceptance, right? Which will probably wane and flow.
Right.
And then you do the things, like you do the things that make sense to do, right? You take the melatonin, you take the stuff, right? But then you have to kind of like also admit that you don't necessarily have control all the time. And there has to be an acceptance of that and the knowledge that it will change. This isn't it for you. You won't forever have insomnia for the next 50.
I really, really hope I don't have insomnia for the next 50 years.
You won't.
I
But
want, or that they invent something really lovely to just
knock you
inject
out.
straight into my veins. One magical elixir, one little under the tongue spritz.
Yes.
That'll be nice.
Just like a little like tap, like a little patch you can just put on and you're
Yeah,
asleep and then you
my
take it
little
off
my
and you're
little
awake.
sleep patch.
That's
Someone
right.
get on that. Some scientist, please get on that.
All the
Christy,
scientists listening,
I feel like your voice just got better when you
it's because I
turn.
leaned forward. Should I
Yeah,
I'll move my thing closer to me.
there you go.
How's that better?
That's so much better.
Oh my gosh, good. You missed all
Okay.
of my genius things.
Well, no,
Imagine I was saying
I'll
genius
just turn
things.
the volume up for that part,
Yeah,
hopefully.
you don't want to miss all the gems I was dropping
That
there.
was some good gems. Well, what is our topic this month,
Okay.
Christy? It's your
Okay.
turn to pick.
So we need something a little bit fun. It's been a little heavy
Yeah.
for both of us this fall. So I want to talk about hairstyles
Oh,
throughout our lifetime.
jeez.
And now, can we please
Okay.
revisit some of these
Okay.
and then kind of what we've landed on because I'm also having a hair moment right now, so it's perfect to talk like a bad hair moment, like a moment
Why?
you can't tell right now because I have it back behind the things, but I'm having like the things I used to do are not working anymore hair moment.
Mm,
And so I just want to revisit all of these amazing hairstyles we've had in the past
yes.
and then kind of land on what we've landed on now as adults.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Well, the first thing that like flashed through my eyes, which is funny because I've been thinking lately about getting bangs, like
Mm,
entering my bang era, because we've talked, I don't know if we've talked about it before in this podcast. You and I certainly have talked about it, about my
yes, we have.
Botox journey.
Yep.
And I'm kind of like, I'm kind of ready to be done with it,
Mhm.
as in like never do Botox ever again.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like, just sort of like, what would be great is if like I just didn't have to look at my forehead
Yeah.
with bangs and like to get like, okay, look how cute. I know other people can't see, but like just a nice little like curtain bang like
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
And then look, the wrinkles just disappear. I don't have to see them, right? And it's like very 70s.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm like, I've been thinking about it. But that said, the first thing I thought about, and I'm gonna put my bangs back again because this is too distracting now. Maybe I shouldn't be getting bangs. The thing about bangs is I've never had a good bang moment. I'm thinking specifically about the 80s, 90s time when the big bangs were in and Aquanet and trying to get my
Mhm.
bangs to do that. My mom saying to me like, listen, your hair's too straight. You're not going to need to get a body wave. I'm telling you, I'm going to get a freaking body wave, quote unquote, body wave. Who the hell says a body wave? And going to like some auntie's like illegal hair salon in her basement in Paramus and like the smell and and it was not a body wave, okay? It was a fucking perm. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking perm
It is a
and
perm.
I looked horrible and my bangs didn't even do what I wanted them to do.
Also, by the way, those body waves, I had a couple of those too. They, like, fall out in chunks. Like, at certain places were, like, really wavy, and then other places were just straight, and there's no way to, like, make them switch, and so you just end up looking like you're crazy all the time.
With Botox is like some parts will still be perfectly smooth as it grows out or like when it's setting in. And then other part you only have like you only get like 2 weeks or 3 weeks where it's like everything's like perfectly doesn't, but then nothing moves at all, right? But then you only have like 3 weeks where it's like perfectly like iron sheets.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's always like, oh, what's that? And then it affects everything. It's like you get crinkles under your eyes because like it has nowhere to go, and it's just fucking. It's like it's like pantyhose. It's like pantyhose
Yeah.
when you like pull one
You get
thing.
a run. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like you have to like yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like
I
things
don't
affect each other. Yeah.
Well, a couple of years ago, I went through this whole thing where I was doing bangs, not Botox. Like, I haven't
I
done
didn't know that's
Botox.
why you did the
I
bangs. You
did the
did bangs,
bangs.
not Botox?
I did
Hashtag bangs, not
That's what I
Botox.
did. That's what I did. I did. And I haven't done and now I'm flip-flop. Now I'm like, maybe I'll just get the Botox. Like, and so I was like, What am I gonna do here?" I will say the bangs, not Botox, worked. Like, I didn't notice my lines, obviously, and other people didn't notice my lines, and for you and I being on camera, that's helpful, right? Because it does take, like, some age off, and it also gives people a place to focus that
Mhm.
is not your forehead wrinkles. But here's the problem. I feel like bangs are the same as Botox. It sounds like Botox is, which is that you really only get a couple weeks where they're great. Like
You're
they're
right.
they're great when you come walk out of the salon. And then a couple weeks later, they're not great and they're like PC. And so
Yeah.
you have to
You have
have
to
if
always
you
style them
have to always style. It
or
doesn't
else they look
matter.
like the bottom of a
Yes.
broom.
Yes. They look crazy. Or they're, like, flat here or they're, like, sticky. You have to wash or at least wet them every morning and restyle them. And you have to have a hairdresser that when she cuts it, says in 2 weeks, come back in for a bang trim, and you
Ugh,
just go in and you
no.
have her trim your bangs
Okay, you're
and you
talking to me
pay $5,
right now. You're talking
but they're cute and they do work,
I have to
and
get
it's
Botox.
less expensive than Botox. Bang trims are less expensive
You're
than
right, you're right.
Botox.
What if I just get those I've done this before, by the way. I get those clip-on bangs.
I haven't done those. Are they good?
I did it and Abe wouldn't stop laughing. He wouldn't stop laughing. Abe hates me in bangs, by the way.
I think you look cute in bangs.
So going back to like my horrible bang history
Yeah.
in the 80s, obviously like didn't do good with that, and it gave me acne on my forehead because of all the
Yes.
hairspray.
Yes. That is true.
That
Yes.
was it was not good. It was
Yeah.
not good. But then fast forward to like one of my first movies in LA where I was playing the sister of an actress who we kind of look similar, which is why we were cast. And I just sat in the chair that day. I don't know, this is like my ballsy 20 something year old. So I just sit in the chair and I look in the mirror and I go, "Let's give me bangs." And she's like, "What?" The hairdresser's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I we have to look different enough. So just give me bangs." And she listened to I don't know, like I think we talked to the director and the director's like, "Yeah, give her bangs. She's uptight. Give her bangs." And I remember I came home from set that day and Abe was like, what have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" And I was like, "I have bangs." And I thought it looked cute, but he would looked horrified. And I remember it took a while to grow out and okay. But that said, I look at like cute little Sabrina
Yeah.
Carpenter,
I
you
know.
know,
Yeah.
with her cute bangs. I look at Dakota Johnson with her
Yeah.
signature bang.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
just
cute.
like I'm just like, "Oh my god, that's so cute with like a high-waisted jean, just walking around like I'm in the fucking 70s like all the time."
Okay, so I think you should okay, I shouldn't say this because it sounds like I'm talking you out of it, but I actually think it would be fun to try. Okay, I'll say the good stuff first. First of all, it always grows out. It always grows
It
out
always
and
grows out.
you can always put a cute little clip on the side,
Always
right?
said
And
like
if
as I am doing right
as
now.
you're doing right now,
Yeah.
and if you do curtain bangs, oh, sorry. If you do curtain bangs, it won't take that long to grow out and it'll go in.
I've done curtain bangs several times.
You
And
have?
let me tell you, you can barely see a bang.
Right.
I have to be more aggressive.
You
I
have to
have
be
to
more
be a
aggressive.
little bit more aggressive than the
You have
curtain
to
bang.
go for it. You gotta go for it.
My god, I
So
don't know if I
here's
can.
but here's the thing, I will say, is that remember that the pictures we're looking at, we're not seeing Dakota Johnson when she wakes up in the morning and throws
You're
on a
right.
pair of sweats to
You're
go
right.
walk the dog.
I wanna see that picture. I
Yeah,
need to see that picture.
that's what you have to judge it with is like,
Oh my god.
but that being said,
Mhm.
in your day-to-day life, it won't really change too much. You can always throw on a headband, throw on a hat,
Mhm.
clip them back.
Mhm.
But if you are on camera or you go out, then you've got a whole new style going
Got
on.
a fringe.
That's right.
I've got a fringe like a scarf.
I think you gotta go all the way
Well, it's funny
and then
because
can
we're
pull
talking
back.
about like hairstyles of the past that I'm thinking
But
about.
now
And
we're talking about
in fact, what I'm doing is like just like my head is just like regret, regret, regret. Like, have you not learned? Have you not learned a thing from your past? Are we're like doomed to repeat ourselves if we don't like study history? And I'm studying history, and I'm like, what? Why would I do this? Why would I do this? Because, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's
Yeah.
the thing, Christy.
Tell me.
Okay, I just had revelation. People can't see, but if anyone has seen a photo of me in the last 4 years, I have balayaged highlighted hair, right? Now that was a big mistake in the 80s, 90s because they
Yeah.
did not have the technology for it,
No.
which was why I held off from so long to do it because I was like, why would I sit in a chair for that long and spend that much money to
Pause.
be traumatized?
So you think that technology has improved so much with bangs?
With bangs, bang technology has gotten so much. But here's the thing: I have this thing called the wavy talk.
What's a wavy talk?
It's a viral thermal hairbrush that it's like one of those curling, it's ionic. It's supposed to be a little bit better. But anyway, it's like I got it recently. It's like it was like $30 on like Black Friday.
Okay.
And and see, well, you can't see it right now, but like, see this little wave down here? That
Yeah.
was from the wavy talk from 3 days ago. It makes it so that like it's not as crispy and crunchy and boincy.
Yeah.
Boincy is the word I'm going to use for this,
Okay.
as like a curling iron.
Right.
Like where you get like a
Right.
curl, a
Right, right, right.
curl.
Yeah.
This is more like feathery, like it smooths out the. It's great because it smooths out any frizz.
Ooh.
If you didn't do a if you have the right flick of the wrist, you can like I think I could that this is what I mean by technology. I think I could make it so that that little I am pointing down on my
I
head.
also
You
now
know what
I'm
I'm saying?
pointing down.
The broomstick look.
Right,
The
right.
broomstick
Wouldn't
look
look.
wouldn't look as it would look like a wet mop.
Mhm. Mhm.
A sexy wet mop.
Mhm.
Natural air dried, feathery wet mop. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's been blow dried
Let's
in
just
the
let's just
wind.
get rid of the term mop. How about that? And then we'll go
It
from
look
there.
it would look feathery, it would
Uh-huh.
look, like, and I think I could do this. I think I could do this on a daily basis,
Then do it.
put on my sunscreen
Yeah.
and then take out wavy talk
Right.
and then just like flick of the
Yeah.
wrist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes 2 minutes, right? I could do
Do it.
that. I
Try
could
it.
do that. Now the question, and then until it grows out.
Right.
And maybe I could watch like getting ahead of myself. Maybe I could watch like a bunch of YouTube tutorials, which is what I love to do,
Yeah.
about how to trim my own bangs at home.
That was
I know you're making a face
yes.
about me learning to cut my own bangs, to
Yes.
trim my own bangs. That said, I will tell you that during the pandemic, I followed many a tutorial on how to trim my own hair to
Okay.
the point where I trim my own hair now at home.
Yeah.
And I don't go to the salon to do it anymore.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say yes to this just so I can see what happens because I feel like we jumped the shark with the trimming, but yes, if you know how to do it and you can do it well, then why would you go for
Can
bang
I admit
trim?
to you? I'm gonna take off the headphones so you can see right now. I'm
Okay,
not gonna be able to hear myself, so don't,
say
make any
anything.
crinkling sounds. Okay, ready? I will admit to you that the other day I cut these are me cutting my own version of a curtain bang. I did this. Me, Lynn
Okay, so
Shed.
they're
I did this,
long.
right? Now, as
Yeah,
you can see, extremely long. Okay,
extremely
putting the
long. Yeah,
headphones back on so
yeah,
I can hear you. Extremely long,
but it's
right?
like a practice.
This was a practice. I think I did a pretty good job,
I think
you
you did
know?
too. Yeah,
Like if I could move up a little, like and then it's like that,
yeah.
and then slowly move. I'm not gonna do it for the first time,
I was
me.
gonna say,
No,
I
no, no,
feel
no. I
like
gotta
go and
follow
have
a
it
guide.
done. Yes,
Follow a guide.
exactly,
Follow the
exactly.
guide.
Plus, you're
Okay.
going extreme.
I've talked a lot about bangs. Let's talk about your. I feel like we've decided, I think I will probably repeat myself by getting another curtain bang. And Christy, that when I sit in that hairdresser seat, she's going to be like, how short do you want it? And I'm going to be like, so I can tuck it behind my ears. And I'm going to look exactly the same. And then for 1 week, I'll be able to pull them out
Yeah,
a little bit,
a
but
little bit.
then that's it. But think back to this conversation right now
Yeah,
for my next trim,
yeah,
for my next haircut.
yeah.
And I'm going to say, Lynn, actually, no, Christy, you tell me. You
Okay,
tell me,
okay,
Lynn, like to do it. Tell me
okay.
to do it so I can remember.
Okay, so Lynn,
Hmm.
it's just hair, it's gonna grow back.
Hmm.
I say you go and
Hmm.
you get bangs.
Hmm.
Get the full-on Dakota Johnson experience because they're longer bangs.
Yes.
It will only take a few weeks to make them curtain bangs. You know you can trim it out. Just go for it. Why not? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying go for it.
Okay. I'm
Abe
gonna
is gonna
and
call
here's
me.
the thing. And here's the thing, it's in podcast form, so I can literally go to the 30 something minute mark,
Yep,
play it,
play it.
like sit there as I'm like as
But
she's
you know
getting
what?
me my you want something to drink? Yeah. Yeah, I want a tea. Get me a tea, put in the earbuds, listen to this part. She's gonna come back and say, okay, what are we gonna do this time? And I'm gonna say, Chrissy told me to get bags.
Yeah, do it. Also, like 6 months later, they're gonna be where they
You're
are
right.
right now.
You're right. And I
So
might
what's the
love them.
harm?
And I
You
might
might
love them.
love them.
I might love them as much as I love balayage. Never going back. Why would I ever go back when I can easily tint this black if I needed to?
Right.
Well, like, why? I've done
Yep.
all the work.
Yep.
Like, if anyone listening is Asian and doesn't want to go blonde, I'm here to tell you, fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Because the gray hairs that grow in now, they just blend right in. They just blend right in, and that means only once every 6 months in the chair rather than once every month in the chair.
That's
All
exactly
right?
right.
I want you to think about this, all right? And so now I'm thinking about
Bangs.
bangs over Botox.
Bangs over Botox.
Bangs over Botox. Once I become really good at trimming my own bangs.
I think you have to find the style that you love
Yeah.
first,
Yeah. I have
and
to become
then
my own Dakota Johnson.
you have to figure
I
out
have
what
to
that
like
is.
do that. And then I want to reach status where Asian women everywhere over the age of 40 are walking in with my hair,
With your
with
picture.
my photo and being like, "Give me the Lin Chen. Give me the Lin Chen balayage bang, that
Bang.
specific bang look."
I think
Right?
you
And then
have
I
to
want
have
Wavy Talk to sponsor me. Whew, that's a lot of things that I want for the future.
Hey, you did it. You made
I
your
just
your
made I just
list.
made I'm just gonna I just made my list. You're right for
That's right.
for for 2025.
I'm really
Okay.
impressed.
Okay. We are
I also
officially
I have to say one thing though. You may do like a few shorter pieces and then some longer pieces. So the shorter pieces could meld into the longer pieces. You could turn it into a curtain bang, or you could frizz it out and make it like more of a full bang.
bang.
I'm just going to suggest that.
I mean, like, unfortunately, I don't know if my like fantasy of the sexy French, boudoir
Oh, don't do the
like that.
short bang. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
no.
I won't do that. But like I feel like it's all right, we're gonna have to
Okay.
look at many photos between now and
Yes.
then.
Yes.
Many photos.
We have to send them
Expect
back and forth.
expect nothing but text from me
Yep.
of just random photos of people.
I'm just going
I
to
should
make
I
an
should
album.
I should look at Korean dramas.
Yeah.
Is what I should do because I feel like they know what they're doing
Yeah.
in terms of like different hairstyles, different looks. I
Yeah.
think I could probably find something in the K beauty space. I
I think you
found so
could.
many other things in the K beauty space. Why not? In the
Love it.
bang department.
I love it.
Their technology is probably, they probably have like a body wave
Just for
and
that.
just for the bang. It's
Just for the
probably
bang.
called something. So,
They probably have
all
a
right.
trimmer. They probably have, like, a
They
bang
probably
trimmer.
have a trimmer.
Yeah.
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 Okay, Christy,
Okay.
I'm banged out. Let's talk about your past with the hair.
So I feel like my hair I almost always had bangs when I was younger. Like, I had the full-on bowl cut when I was young. Like, put it literally looked like a bowl when I was really little, probably until I was, like, I don't know, like 6 maybe?
Mhm.
I remember one time Jack got a haircut and it was kind of like a bowl cut, and I walked in on him sitting on his bed playing with his toys, and I was like, "Oh my god, it looks just like me." Like with the
Your
little
little twin.
yeah.
But how did he end up with a bowl cut? Was that you cutting it, or was that you bringing him somewhere and it just happening?
Yeah, that was me bringing him somewhere and it just kind of happened. I
Uh-huh.
I have taken him to get some not so awesome haircuts. Like
Mm.
my haircut direction for boys is clearly not great. Luckily, now he's older and he's found a hairstyle he likes, so I just take a picture, and Hudson, my younger one, just decides he knows what he wants, so there's no input from me.
Does he
But
is he
yeah,
happy with his outcomes?
Hudson, oh yeah. Hudson's extreme though. Like, the first time he said what he wanted, he was like, "I want a mohawk." So and it looked great on him.
Yeah.
And now he kind of
Wow.
has this, like he didn't want a mohawk, but it's, kind of like it's like kind okay, I hesitate to say this. It's not a mullet,
Okay.
but it looks a bit so it's shaved kind of on the sides, and then in the
Yeah.
front, it's like from here, like I'm touching the sides of my head. In the front, it's like shaggy and can be spiked up. And then in the back, it's a little bit longer, but it's like not full. So anyway, it looks cool,
It
but it
sounds
does
cool.
you do have to like sawdust
Like
it.
a wolf cut.
Yeah, kind
I
of
think
like
that's
that.
called a wolf cut.
Nice, I like that better. A wolf cut.
Rar.
He'll like that.
Yeah, that's
But
pretty cool.
he goes extreme. Like, this is the thing about Hudson, and so if we're learning anything from Hudson, it's like, just go for it. Just go for it. But I also now take him to the same person who cuts my hair to do their hair. So it's not just like a kid's barber. Nothing against kids' barbers, but because
Mhm.
they do a really fantastic job for how wiggly they are. But I think she has a good idea of shape.
Mhm.
So she does a good job. Anyway, so I had a bowl cut when I was young for a very long time. And then I remember like the next haircut I remember is 7th grade, where
Mhm.
you did the flat bang in the front and then the big bang that goes over
That's the
to the
bang I was
side.
talking about, the ease bang that I wanted to achieve that I could not. Could you?
Yes, and
Tell
it
me,
was
white
rough.
girl, could you? Could you do it with your non-Asian hair? Could you?
I mean, here's the thing, like, the answer is yes, but I'm not gonna say that it really looked good
Huh.
ever. Like, it was always, like,
Says you. I bet it was
difficult
perfect.
and, like, PC. Oh, we're gonna need to add some show pictures to this. It was, like, PC. It was always because the bangs on your forehead were so thin. It was, like, the thinnest layer
Yeah.
of bangs, right? And
Yeah.
then you curled them under.
Yeah.
And then this was the thicker part, so it was always the top on the top, you curled backwards and then gelled up.
Yes. Yes.
So, inevitably, there was always something wrong with it. Like, I don't know, I'm sure I
It
spent
didn't last
hours.
because
No.
gel does not last.
And then it falls, but it's
Also,
crunchy. You spend all
I
day
liked that
trying to,
crunch.
like
I liked that crunch, I have to say. I miss that
why was it
crunch.
always so crunchy?
So crunchy.
So crunchy. And then in high school, I remember so this would have been in the 90s. I remember it was that kind of like feathered bang where it was like, it was a lot of bang, but you curled it under and then you kind of like feathered it, you like teased it up a little bit. So it looked
Teasing,
like a
backcombing, yeah.
full, it was like a
Mhm.
full bang. It was like
Yeah.
big and full. I did
Yeah.
that really well.
I
I'm
bet
going to
you
say that
did.
always looked really
I
good.
bet you did. I'm
Yeah.
trying to picture because, whenever I rewatch actual 80s movies, not like movies today that took place in the 80s where they make fun of it and like tease but when I watch actual 80s movies like with Demi Moore and other like what's her name? Meg Ryan, right?
She had great bangs.
Great bangs. And it doesn't look ridiculous to me. So I'm like, who taught these teens? Who told these teens to do it? Because even like Madonna, okay, I'm
Mhm.
picturing Madonna on the cover of
Oh,
Like a
yeah.
Virgin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Her bangs were teased.
Yeah.
However, not like to the sky. Like, who taught us to do that? Was that from the punk movement and it was like spilling out into like suburbia in some places? But like, I'm trying to even think of like pop culture references where it was like that ridiculous because it didn't feel ridiculous like I'm like I'm going back. I'm picturing Leah Thompson in camp in Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yes. Oh, she
There's
had great
even a
bangs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's even a scene of her getting ready for the date
Mhm.
where she is blow drying her bangs
Mhm. Mhm.
specifically.
Yeah.
I bet her husband, who was the director, said to her, not her husband then, but at the time, I bet he said to her, "Just do it like you would do
Like
at
you do
home."
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
just do it like
Do
you
it
do
like
it
you do it.
because she was like flicking that hair dryer and that brush with gusto. It looked great. I mean, it looks natural. So why were we at home who who made us, even Debbie Gibson out of the blue, like her hair was not up to here. Like, what? Why did we do
I think it because also remember, like, even in Some Kind of Wonderful, like, she's doing it, but then someone's coming in next
Yeah,
before the next
yeah,
take and
yeah,
zhuzhing it.
yeah. But it wasn't like crazy. So why did
No. Take it to the
be like,
extreme.
yeah, why didn't we like keep it natural also? Like, why were we going there? I don't know.
I
Am I
don't either.
remembering wrong? But this is like in my memory, I remember being like high, crunchy, like it needs to like be extreme. But then I don't know why I was feeling that way. You know who was doing it? But they weren't like, it was the heavy metal audience members that
Yeah.
they showed. Those were the girls who were doing that. But still, like
But
Tawny Katane on the Here I Go Again. I don't. It was her hair. I'm gonna have to look at pictures, but I don't even feel like her hair was that high. It was only when you saw audience members, the
right.
real girls, the
Right. Who had
real
it?
ones. You know who had it? It was the men. Those fucking hair metal men. It was them. It was fucking patriarchy is what the fuck this was. Because holy shit, it wasn't the woman. The women knew how to tone it down. It was fucking Bret Michaels, Cece fucking DeVille, hair all the way. I think Ricky Rocket. I'm talking all about Poison here, by
Yeah,
the way. They were my
yeah.
band. Ricky Rocket. I feel like his mom was a Rockette. That's why his name was Rocket. I feel like one of their moms was a hairdresser or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Taught them how to do it. They were like, she was probably like Aquanet and teased the fuck out of it. And that's who we were emulating. Oh my God. Christy, did I just discover something? Is this the truth?
I don't
And then the
remember.
women emulated it in the audience. And then it spilled out.
And then
This
everybody
is my
thought
theory.
that's
This is my theory because Demi Moore, etc., they were not doing it. They were not doing it.
I feel like okay, I don't want to counter your theory. I don't remember being influenced. It's possible that I was without realizing it. I think my theory on it, I'll throw another theory from the Midwest, was that my super high crunchy stuff was my attempt
Yeah.
to do what I was seeing.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where the more hairspray you had on, the more you needed, and it just snowballed.
Do you think this also had to do with also the inability to be subtle with makeup?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
The makeup, I feel like,
we didn't have the
yeah,
technique. Yeah, the makeup was a little harsher.
yes.
But yeah, it's like if you have a purple eyeshadow, right? We don't have the brushes, we don't have the tools, all we have is that little sponge. So we're not able to just pat or use your fingers, right?
Right.
We didn't know about that shit.
Nope.
So that's why it was getting smeared on. Plus the punk movement was a
I
big
was gonna
thing, so it
say,
was
it was, yeah, and bright
it was a part
colors
of it.
and yeah, yeah.
It's
And
interesting.
then
It's
at
all interesting.
then 210
Mm,
came out, and
mhm.
theirs were much more, remember, it was straighter,
Shannon Doherty had a
yeah,
great bang.
Brenda, had that straight bang, and then
Perfect bangs.
Kelly had the long straight
Really good
hair.
bangs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I feel like then that changed the bang movement.
it really did.
Yeah, and I was
And
into
that's
it.
when, you know why?
Why?
Again, fucking patriarchy. Fucking patriarchy. Because then we had women to tell us show us how it was done. That's what it was. We went from men showing us how to wear makeup and do our hair to women. And then we were like, oh, this makes sense.
And it looked a little better.
And it looked a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But they were, so full too. I feel like you have a lot of hair when you're younger in the front too, and it
Mm,
would, look so full and so, and it was yeah, I liked it. Now, if I
yeah.
tried to do that, it would be a little more sparse. It wouldn't quite be as full.
Well, I was just gonna say we are at 47 minutes, so we should move on to our potluck. But I had something else as my potluck, and I'm gonna just shelve it because I actually do have something hair related that I want to
I
bring
wanna
up with
see the
you.
wavy brush, though.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the wavy brush
Okay.
very soon
Okay.
after we're done recording.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
But but the okay, so we're moving on to the potluck.
Okay.
I've made the decision.
Okay.
We've talked about 80s hairstyles a lot. By the way, we both have terrific hair these days. Okay, so we're on to
Fabulous.
the potluck, which is when we each share a discovery we've been excited about lately. It could be food related, of course, like potluck, but right now we're going to talk about we're going to talk about hair more. This is
Okay.
the hair show, okay?
Okay.
At least I am. You can talk about whatever you. Oh, yours is more like mental health.
Maybe I'll do I
You
wanna
can
do
change
both.
if you want
Okay.
to,
Okay.
because I just changed it. All right, this
Okay.
is a show and tell, and so I'm bringing to you today something called, and I've shared this on my vlog the other day, but I want to share it with you right now because I really do think it's working. I bought this thing called the Hair Max laser band.
Okay, I've seen you use this. I wanna talk to you about this. I'm excited. Tell me
Okay,
more, because they have the helmets.
yeah, they have the helmets, and so the Hair Max laser band,
Okay.
not sponsored. It's
Okay.
not cheap either.
Yeah, if
I think
you
it was
wanna
like
sponsor us,
I
give
think it
us
was like
one.
$700 or $800. And the
Okay.
reason I bought it, twofold. Number one, it does not unlike helmets, which you have to keep on for like 10 minutes or so. I
Yeah,
cannot
or
believe
more. Like
or
some of them,
more,
I've
or
been looking
more.
them up
Yeah,
and they're like anywhere, like some are like 10 minutes, some are like 25 minutes.
yeah.
Like you, yeah, go ahead.
Hair Max makes several products. They do make a cap, which is expensive and that you just keep on. And then they make hair brushes and hair combs that will like go directly to the place. One of the main differences is that it's also laser. So it's
As opposed to
laser
LED.
plus red as opposed to LED.
Is
So
it
much
laser and LED or
I
just
believe it is. We
okay.
should look this up,
Okay.
but I
I'm
why
gonna look it
why
up.
would I do that? I will just tell you that all it, like the whole my whole head only takes like 3 to 4 minutes because it's sections, right? You put the thing on and it's like thick, like a headband, like a
Okay.
really thick plastic headband, right? You
Okay.
turn it on. By the way, the charge lasts forever also, so you don't have to keep recharging it.
Well, that's
Put it
great.
on and it'll buzz like every minute. And then you just move it back to the
Mhm.
next section.
Okay.
And then it buzzes again. And then you move it back to the next
Do
section.
you
So
go
it's
all the
really
way
only three.
back?
You can go all the way back if you want, but usually if I'm in a rush, I only do the 3 sections. So 3 minutes, right? I've been using this thing. So they have a 6 month money back guarantee,
Okay,
right?
that's great.
Right? So I was just like, whatever. I bought it from Nordstrom because
Okay.
they have an even better guarantee. They're
Right.
like even like more like whatever, about it. I love Nordstrom. I don't take advantage of that whatsoever because I trust them as they trust me, right? Like if Hair Max Band is working, I'm keeping it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like once you start again, like the melatonin, you cannot stop. You have to like be able to do this, upkeep this for the rest of your life. So I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I can't walk around with a freaking helmet. I can't travel with a helmet. I'm not
That's
gonna be
true.
I'm not gonna be doing this. So like I wanted something that I was like, I can do this every day.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
I was just like, let's see what happens. So the main reason I got it was because my hair was beginning to thin. And the main place I could see it, someone took a photo where I was like leaning down and I saw the top of my head. And I've always, and for me, it's a little more exaggerated because I have a cowlick in the back of my head. So like I've always had like hairdressers be like, oh, we're just gonna tease above this and like move it around, which is fine when you're on camera having a professional and they also like put a little bit of powder there. Fine, whatever. But I was also like, let's see if we can do something about this. Let's try this out. So I I've been using it only for 3 months, Christy. Like first I like took a photo of, as I told you, the top of my head. And I definitely see, I mean, I still have a thinning patch in the top of my head, but it's definitely not as large. Definitely like not as like noticeable. Also, when I like look at the back of my head in the mirror with like another mirror, it doesn't bother me in the same way. It's not as like there's a big circle. There's a
Right.
big bald circle. Like it doesn't feel as much. It just feels like, oh, there's a cowlick and there's a part in my hair. Like I'm
Right.
not having to shift and manipulate.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But recently, this is why I got so excited and I wanted to tell you. Ever since I vlogged about it the other day because I was like, I'm not sure if it's working, but I think it is. I noticed recently I have all these little teeny tiny baby hairs
That's what I was gonna ask.
that
Can you
I
see
did
the
not
baby hairs?
have. I have baby hairs. I know because when I wash my face,
They
um,
get wet
they get
and
wet, and I'm
yeah.
like, "What is this thing happen?" And I was like, "My hair is freaking. I'm manipulating new hair. Is what's happening." Hair Max Laser 82 band, whatever. Did you look up to see if
So I
it's
looked it
red
up.
light and
Hang on, I'm gonna
laser?
see if it has laser and so it's definitely laser. Let me find the band. I'm seeing the combs right now. They have a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
They have a lot of stuff, and actually the combs and I think the brushes are actually a lot more affordable, but for me, I was just like, "No, I just need
No,
something
yeah,
that, like, is so much easier than just standing and, like, placing a brush over certain parts of my head," which I could totally do while I watch TV,
yeah,
I could just, like,
yeah.
slowly brush my hair for, like, 10 minutes, but
But I feel like the band just makes it
the
easier.
band really just freaking like, it's over before like, literally, I put it on first thing in the morning, when I go to the bathroom, right?
Huh?
And so I put it on, and
So
then
your
as
hair
I
doesn't
going
have to be clean.
no, it says it
Okay.
should be, but I'm not whatever. Again, like, whatever. It's working, okay? It says it should be, but you know what? I wipe it down. I wipe it down at the end of the day. And the other great thing is I can share it with Abe.
Yeah, that's the
This
thing.
is dual
Yeah.
whatever. And it's so fast that it's not like I have to wait for him to be done
Mhm.
for me to take it on, you know? It's
Mhm.
just so anyway, that's my share. I wasn't expecting to do it. And also, like, I didn't want to really share until 6 months
Right, and
was
see
done
what
so that I could
yeah,
really, really see. But I just got excited because I saw those little baby hairs
yeah,
recently. And also, look how long my hair is
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I It was kind of short not too long ago.
So, are you
I feel like it's
taking, like, the
growing faster.
vitamins and everything too?
No, apparently if you do this with Rogaine, with like topical Rogaine, minoxidil, it's supposed to like really fucking go nuts.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that because I know, again, for upkeep
Yeah,
sake,
you're not
that
gonna
I'm not going to be a Rogaine,
person
regular Rogaine
forever.
user.
Right.
Yeah, because it gets super greasy. It affects like other things. I was just like, let me do this experiment to see. Because it's not like it's terrible, yeah. But I wanted to see if this is just like a routine I can add in
Right.
easily. And so far it has, and I think it's working.
I
I
th
think it's
so
working.
it
This
is
is a 3-month update.
it is just laser, it's not LED. The wavelength is 655, which I was doing a bunch of reading because I was looking at, like, helmets for us or something because 'cause I'm also thinning in the front here. I'm just losing a lot of hair. I'm noticing the actual hair strands getting thinner, and Jeff always, wants to, like, maximize that, and so I was looking at helmets, and I was looking up, and it said that 655 is the laser length that you want, like, the minimum laser length you want to affect the hair follicle, and it seems so it's perfect. It seems like there's like, some are just laser, some are just LED, and then the ones that are combined are, like, uber expensive.
Right, 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 right.
They're like well,
Well,
like, uber, like, 2,000 or more.
it's a lot. Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what their caps are.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think their caps
yeah,
are in that
in that range.
range if you
Yeah.
can confirm on their website.
So their caps are there's one that's for 1,500 and one that's 1,300, and the difference is the amount of lasers and the treatment time.
How much is that treatment time?
7 minutes for the 1,500 and 15 minutes for the, 1,300.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah,
Here's what's going to happen.
yeah,
After this episode comes out,
yeah. You
I'm
will
gonna write
be
to Hair Max. I'm gonna write to Hair Max, tell them to listen, and let's see if they'll give us a discount code, maybe a little helmet
that's a
action or
great
something
idea,
like that. That's what's gonna
and then
happen
try
after
it.
this. Yeah, and if not, it's fine. We're still, again, not sponsored or anything, but I like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why not try to help everyone with their thinning hair?
I think
Let's
that's
let's help
great.
everyone.
Let's get a discount code. I would totally
Yeah,
use it,
yeah.
and I wanna try the cap one too, although I do like what you said, I didn't think about, traveling with it.
Mm,
Like, the
yeah.
band is really nice to be able like, because you can lay that flat and wrap it up so it doesn't in your
There's some that look
suitcase.
like freaking bike helmets.
Yeah.
Not
Well, I
not
know.
like, they're not
Yeah.
caps, they're, like, actual, like, bike
Helmets.
helmets.
Yeah, and that you can't take with you.
No, you definitely cannot.
Yeah.
So, okay, that
Okay.
was my
All right.
share. What's your share?
That was wonderful. Well, now I wanna talk hair stuff. I
As if
want you
we
to do my
haven't been
hair
talking so
share.
much hair.
I
Hair
know.
share, hair
So much hair
share.
share. Hey, you know what though? I'll go back to our little walk situation because I do think that, post holidays when you guys will be listening to this and starting off the new year. And also it does help your hair to be relaxed and not
Swing it
stressed
back to
out.
the hair,
Let's bring it back
always.
to the hair. But I really this fall has been so crazy and so many things have happened in and around me in terms of health for people. And possibly this is also just moving into like we're talking about like middle age in the second half of life and really understanding that it doesn't have to be extreme. Like you don't have to like go for like a 2-hour hike every day for it to be impactful. Like even just doing 10 minutes like after your meals or 5 minutes even or just like I told somebody the other day just walk to the bathroom in the office. Just like commit to just taking a walk to the bathroom that is just your time. Like don't interact, like just kind of have some time to breathe.
You mean, like, walk from the couch to the bathroom?
So this
With
particular
intention?
person So this particular person's at her desk and she's talking about how busy she is and how she can't go take a walk at lunch the way she usually does. And I was like, just, and there's so many emails coming in and people bothering her. I'm like, just take like a couple of times a day, just make an intention to just walk to the bathroom without having to answer any questions, without having to think about emails, without having to be anything for anybody else. Just breathe and take that break to just walk to the bathroom. And that she can commit to at this particular point in life. But I feel like sometimes we just give that up, like when we're like we're busy. I know I do. I just sit in front of the computer. I'm like, I've just got to bang this all out. And next thing I know, I'm in front of the computer for 6 hours. Like I could have gotten up and taken a nice slow walk around my house a couple of times and not thought about the 20,000 things in my head for a
I love
second.
that. I love that.
For me, it helps to like just go walk outside, and the leaves have been changing right now and they're falling. So like even just giving a focus, like I'm just going to observe the leaves and what color they are today. Like that's it. Like, or I'm just going to look at the birds, or I'm just, and maybe there's birds and maybe there aren't, but like just grab one focus and just do it for just this little bit of time. It helps to stop the piling
Yeah.
of stuff. You know what I mean?
I feel lucky that I have a dog
Yeah.
that I get to walk. At
Yeah.
least my shifts are twice a day,
Yeah.
in the afternoon and again and right before dinner time. And Abe does first thing in the morning and last thing at night. But what I would love to do with more intention is to pay attention to my surroundings the way he does. Like that's what he's doing when he's out there. He's not on his podcast
Right.
listening
Right.
to audiobooks on double speed. He's not doing that. He's not Marco Poloing a friend.
Hey, don't quit the Marco Polos. I
I do
rely
like
on
the Marco
those.
Polos, yeah. But like, yeah, he is looking at the squirrels. He is sniffing that blade
He's
of
sniffing.
grass.
Yeah.
He is noticing what's going about. He's barking at motorcycles. He hates motorcycles. And like, yeah, let's I love that. But I also love what you said of like I was picturing when I used to work at an office, which was like decades ago. But like how far the bathroom was from like my desk was. Yeah, that would be a total break in the day to get up and walk and to do like an additional lap. Probably be pretty luxurious. Like to do an additional lap to that water cooler.
A little
Wow.
extra.
Wow.
I think it's just I think it's like especially this time of year, and also I'm hoping that the new year will be busy too, is this idea that like there's always more, right? There's always more to ingest right now in terms of like social media and emails and like, entertainment and podcasts and all. There's always so much to ingest, things to buy, things to do, things to, take care of, things to think about, that I'm just having a real like moment where I need breaks. Like my brain
Yeah.
just needs a break. I
Yeah.
just need like my body needs a break to move and my brain just needs a break. And obviously if you're going to take a super long walk, maybe you take a break at the beginning of it and just do 5 minutes of really focused attention and then you put the podcast on or you do your Marco Polos, but like just give yourself a little bit of a break,
I
you
think
know?
even like when you're tying your shoelaces, like when I'm putting on the leash and stuff, like maybe it begins then. I love that. Thank you for that. Also, like sometimes it feels like, oh, if I'm not next to a majestic mountain, what's the point? You
Exactly.
know?
That's the thing I was saying the other day. We've got to go somewhere in nature so that I can just kind of reset and like look at beautiful things. And then I was like, but how realistic is that? What am I just gonna like leave every time I need to see something pretty or reset my body? I can't do that all the time, you
Do you
know?
know where I like to do that sometimes?
Where? Tell me. I want to know. Yes.
CVS. I love a random wander down an aisle. They're always playing that 80s hair metal music, like no matter what. I just feel like I'm in a time machine, just going down those aisles, just sauntering down slowly.
You know they're gonna have some of that Aquanet we used to put on our
Yeah.
hair.
Seeing what's on the shelves, seeing what's in stock, what's not,
I love it.
seeing what, like, new Cheeto is
Mhm, mhm. Yeah,
they've
what flavor they're
combined.
doing now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly what they're up
yep.
to these days. To me, like, that's my nature. You see? That's my mountain. That's my leaves changing. The leaves changing is the seasonal change
Hey,
of the candy aisle
you
is
do
for me.
yeah, you do what you gotta do,
And
like,
I appreciate it.
make the most.
Doesn't mean I have to buy it is the thing. See,
Right,
I have discipline in
right.
the sense that I'm like, no, this is just nature. This is just human nature. This is human nature. We don't
I'm
need to
observing.
participate in it. I'm just observing and I'm
Yeah,
in awe
yeah,
is what I am.
yes. The creativity that
And
is the human
yeah, I
spirit.
mean like I would love to graduate if I had the membership to like a Costco. I mean like wow, that would be a real treat, I think,
I
because that
think
would be a
yeah.
lot of stimulation, awe, without having to, like, you know, purchase.
I think that's kind of the equivalent of going on a really long hike, right?
Yeah,
Because you're gonna be in there for a long
a
time.
long time,
Yeah.
right?
You gotta look
Right?
at a lot of things.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta hydrate, you gotta
that's
bring
right.
your walking shoes,
That's right.
you gotta plan your bathroom and your meal.
You gotta plan your path of walking so that you go by the bathroom at the exact right time.
But listen, if you're just there to walk
Yeah,
and buy, like, 1 or 2 things,
yeah.
like, I know most people would be like, "Why the hell would I go to co" I'm telling you, that to me this is Jersey girl talking. That to me is kind of heaven.
Well, I do think there's something to be said for, usually going to Costco is like, I've got to pick up this and I have to pick up that and I have to like, it's the same idea that I was saying earlier with nature is like, just don't have an intention. Like, it feels luxurious to be able to do something where there isn't an intention. Like, there isn't like go to Costco, but not with the intention of, I've got to buy milk and I've got to buy this, like with the intention of, I'm just going to go and look around and see what hits me,
And
like
imagine what you can teach your children. God, today we're gonna go on an all walk
Yeah,
in at Costco.
at
All
Costco.
right? Just
I would
let's do
never do
this.
that with my children. We would walk out with, like, a blow up pool
I
and, like,
know.
I
Like,
don't even know.
we'll just buy what feels right.
Yeah. Not a
No.
chance. Hudson would be like, "This feels right. This feels really right to me. I feel really good about this."
My god.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
see what happens when you're back? We talk for an hour and 7 minutes and 32 seconds is what happens. And that to me is what we this podcast is all about.
That's right.
That's what this podcast is all about is two friends talking absolute nonsense
Talking bangs for
with
45 minutes.
with no research involved whatsoever and no accountability.
That's right.
And it's the best
Mhm.
because I get to do it with you and I love you.
I love you too. Yay, and we love you guys for
So,
listening.
yeah, thanks so much, everyone. We will see you. Well, it's winter now. This is the winter. So, we'll see you in the spring.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the spring. So, subscribe to us at genxtaste.substack.com. You can follow us on social media. I'm at Ms. Lynn Chen, and Christy is at Christy Myers LA. You can also work with her at howtochow.com. I will leave all of the show notes in the description. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.